Okay, boys and girls, we're on to the Atlas lesson for today. So we're hoping that you are enjoying using the Atlas, a little something different, and that you can learn something by synthesizing this information that is in the Atlas. So today you're going to be doing People Migrate Across the Earth. It's Atlas 4, but you don't need this paper yet. So if your teacher already passed it out, set it to the side. If you have your book already, no problem. Just set it to the side for a second. I want to go over some basics, and then we can move on with the actual assignment. First of all, noticing that maps and atlases have titles. So what are we talking about? What's going on? Here's your title, Early Settlements and Civilizations. This is the timeline the Atlas provides for you. Here's a subtitle, People Migrate Across the Earth. Remembering to read all the things that they're offering to you to learn about. There's different numbers here in this map. Remember, maps have keys or legends. In this case, there's a key or legend over here on this side, and you can see what these mean. You don't know what a purple arrow means unless you check this out. Okay, you could guess, but why would you? So making sure to analyze the different key components over here. And then moving on to the lower section down here, you can see there's a graph right here. There is a couple pictures, but there's also the history question and some explanations of things. Those are all important too. Also remembering to please be so gentle with these atlases. Boys and girls, we know that they're falling apart. We know that they're fragile. So please use your best judgment on being careful with these as you work today. Okay, now if you can please grab your papers. If you don't have them next to you, teachers, go ahead and pause, pass those papers out, pass the books out, and we will come back when you guys are ready for that. Thanks. Okay, so we're back with the paper, and we are back with putting our names on it. Last time you guys did a great job of writing your name at the top and your crew teacher. Okay, so please do that again. It's greatly appreciated so we can give you credit where credit is due. I'm going to go through these with you. If you have a highlighter, fine, or if you have a pen or a pencil, that's fine too, just to indicate and notice where a couple of these important pieces are. First, it says to go to pages 6 and 7 of the Atlas. That's the pages we're on. It's these pages. So we're all set there on pages 6 and 7, okay? Then it says for the directions, you're going to use this timeline to order or sequence these events. That's can be a little tricky, so you'll have to think it through. You might even put some notes on the side here before you start ordering over here. Over here is where you're going to put the numbers. 1 is going to be for the earliest event, and 7 will be for the oldest event. Okay, so 1 happens first, 7 happens last. And so you'll put those numbers here. Again, you might need to make little notes. You'll be able to erase over here if you need to. Whatever the case is, here's the timeline you use. Okay. As a matter of fact, if you want to underline or highlight timeline at the top of the page, that might help you. Okay, so number 2 says to read the introduction. Boys and girls, would you please read the introduction? I know you could skim it. I know you could just try and find the answer, but it's pretty interesting if you read through those introductions and you can learn a little bit more as you go, using that to answer those questions. The next one is map A, early human migration. That's the big map in the middle. You've got a description here. You've got your key or your legend here, utilizing this whole thing to answer these questions. Okay, the one in the back, graph B. This graph could be a little confusing perhaps, but look at a couple things. First of all, it says sea level at the Bering Strait. So we know where the Bering Strait is, and let's just go ahead and take a look real quick. It is right here. Noticing that this map is not set up like the one we drew. This one has North and South America here versus Europe and Africa. So the Bering Strait is right here on this map. Okay, so going back to our graph right here, we can see sea level at the Bering Strait. This axis is sea level in feet. This axis is time. You're going to have to notice how many years pass between 100,000 and 60,000 and 60,000 and 20,000. And we're talking about BC, okay, or BCE, before Common Era. So either way, you're going to have to notice the time and then the feet for sea level, and then you're going to want to read that description. If you don't take note of all that stuff, it can get a little bit tricky when you are answering these questions. So go ahead and underline or highlight graph B, sea level at the Bering Strait. Take your time on those, analyze those, and give your best answer. The next one says to use the history question, what is the Ice Age, and map A. So they want you to combine and synthesize a little bit of information, okay? Then moving on to people and cultures, you are going to look at map C, read its caption, not map, but picture C. So right down here is picture C at the bottom. Looks like something pretty cool. And then read the caption. It also says to look at map A. So you're going to have to do two things here as well. Okay, the last one is picture D and its caption, and that is right next to it over here. Picture D. Okay, so I think that about covers your directions for the atlas. You're going to go ahead and work on this for today. A couple more tips. You are allowed to work with a pod member if your crew teacher allows it. Ms. Richards and I would actually hope that you can, because it can be helpful to have someone else point something out that you're not noticing or seeing. So if you're allowed to, work with a pod member. If not, that's okay too. Work independently. This is due as soon as you get it done. So I would hope, Ms. Richardson, I would hope that by working solidly through this, you can get this done today, and you can knock this out today with your pod member, okay? And you can turn it into your crew teacher with your name on it and get it done. If you can't absolutely get it done, try and finish it sometime today. Use your extra class time, use break times, get it done, turn it into your crew teacher at that time. If you still can't get it done, you saw in Google Classroom that you have a digital copy of this atlas, so you can finish it at home. Turn it in the next day then. So if you can't get it done Thursday, turn it in Friday. If you got this assignment on Friday, turn it in Monday. The absolute latest time we'll take this assignment is Monday. So your crew teacher will continue to collect through Monday, but that's the absolute latest. And if you get it done before that, you should absolutely turn it in as soon as you get it done, so you don't lose it. You can't remember where it is, forget to turn it in, one of those things. Get it done, turn it in, and enjoy your time learning about migration across the earth and putting together some unique and different ideas. Thank you, boys and girls. Talk to you soon.